Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Bruce Breslow joins us. He's the founder and CEO of Nevada Strategies, here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Ring in the holidays with $350,000 big holiday extravaganza at Carson Valley Inn. Over 1,000 winners. Weekly cash, free play, and up to $10K in cash every Saturday. And 2 grand prize drawings. Win up to $20,000 in cash. 'Tis the season for winning big at the Carson Valley Inn.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you. But we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
Take a look at Pro Group Management and see how your workers' comp requirements can be met head-on. By taking a proactive approach, Pro Group can assure that your company is meeting or exceeding state and federal standards. As you move forward in your industry, Pro Group moves with you, simplifying regulatory tasks, clearing the way so you can get the job done and look to your future success. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Oh, what fun it is to win during the $100,000 Christmas giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Up to $17,000 in cash and free play giveaways each week, and over $20,000 in giveaways on New Year's Eve, including up to $10K in cash. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
Nevada Newsmakers Studio is located at the headquarters of the Nevada Trucking Association. Motion and purpose are a truck's greatest virtue.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are always delighted to welcome back to the program Bruce Breslow. He is the founder and CEO of Nevada Strategies. Welcome, sir.
Good to see you again.
I'm so glad you're here in this time period, because you and I both had a long history with Mills Lane.
Oh, yeah.
And with his passing, I know for me, and I'm absolutely positive for you as a former sportscaster, that it brought back a lot of memories. Just start where it hit you first.
Well, it hit you right in the heart. Mills Lane was a true one-of-a-kind Nevadan. He had this passion for life and for everything he did, district attorney, etc. I remember asking him once, I said, who was the scariest fighter when you were in the ring? Did anybody impress you? He goes, you look into the black eyes of Roberto Duran, and they're just black, and you knew that evil existed there. I mean, he would just captivate you. He also said to me once, I said, of all your cases, murder obviously the heaviest. He goes, hell no. Any sumbitch can commit murder. All you do is get pissed off enough. He pointed out that there's much more horrendous things than that. I mean, there's these little anecdotes that just pop in with Mills, but boy, he loved his boys and Kay and the family. And then, going and doing Judge Mills Lane TV show was very unlike Mills Lane, because he was pretty much straight and narrow. And, he really gobbled it up, and he was having a good time. It was just a tragic event when he had his stroke, and then the family taking care of him all these years. I feel for them.
Well, you and I go way, way back with Mills. I started on the weekends in 1980 at Channel 8 KOLO TV in Reno. You were already the evening sportscaster. And I remember that Mills was working at that time as an investigator. I think he was kind of in between positions with the Sheriff's Department, and he was an investigator. And he would come over to the TV station on the weekend afternoons, just hang out for half an hour or 45 minutes and just tell stories. And everybody in the newsroom just gravitated to him because it was just so spellbinding. One of the things that always struck me about Mills when he was DA was, and then judge, was that personal responsibility, that you can't blame your parents. When you get to a certain age, you can't blame your parents for what's going on in your life. You've got to take responsibility for it yourself. You can no longer blame them. And I always thought, man, right on. You know, because so many people, oh, I had this terrible
Just put all the
child.
psychologists out of business.
But I mean, that was the way he was. It was like, just tell it like
Yeah.
it is.
No, he was a tell it like it is person, absolutely. And you know, there's some people that are definitely could only have operated in the state of Nevada, and Mills is one of them. He's just what was from the movie Sandlot? Heroes come and go, but legends never die.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a legend.
I love the fact that he said, you know, if somebody comes through your bedroom window, it's okay for you to shoot him. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that was basically
There was
don't
a
go
catch
through
to that.
Yeah, don't go through somebody's window.
He said they have to fall inside your house. If they fall on the outside, then you have to worry about the proving whether they were really in your house or not. But yeah, he was all in favor of being able to defend yourself.
The last time I saw him was at the opening of the Mills Lane Justice Center. And my wife Bonnie and I went there, you know, totally out of respect for him. And we walked up the stairs and he was sitting there. And when he saw us, even though he couldn't talk, his face lit up. He recognized us. That was such a thrill. It made everything worthwhile that day.
Well, I think that's the tragedy and the frustration for a man who was so expressive that was, for many years now, has not been able to express himself. And what you saw was a true reaction. I mean, he loves people, and friends are cherished just like you cherish your friends.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back more with Bruce Breslow after this timeout.
Ring in the holidays with $350,000 big holiday extravaganza at Carson Valley Inn. Over 1,000 winners. Weekly cash, free play, and up to $10K in cash every Saturday. And 2 grand prize drawings. Win up to $20,000 in cash. 'Tis the season for winning big at the Carson Valley Inn.
Safety is the #1 priority for the trucking industry. Over $7 billion a year is spent on technology like this electronic eye that will apply the brakes automatically. But the most important factor for safety is the truck driver. These hardworking men and women who safely move over 70% of our nation's freight and 94% of Nevada's. We thank you because trucks move America forward.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
Pro Group Management is the place where companies can find workers' comp solutions that are designed to meet their specific business requirements. As regulations evolve, Pro Group takes a proactive approach to clear the path to make sure your business stays ahead of the curve. Knowing your workers' comp program is optimized, you can focus on other important matters related to your growing business. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Oh, what fun it is to win during the $100,000 Christmas giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Up to $17,000 in cash and free play giveaways each week, and over $20,000 in giveaways on New Year's Eve, including up to $10K in cash. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Bruce Breslow. He is the founder of CEO of Nevada Strategies. So let's talk about this bill that passed the House that is going to, at this point, if the Senate goes along with it, which is most likely because this is a must-pass bill, what has come out now for Fallon? You represent Fallon, or Churchill County.
Well, you're talking about the naval expansion and the lands bill. There's been a negotiation by the county for 7 years with the Navy. I'm not sure how much the Navy really was negotiating at the beginning, but working with the county on issues. If you're going to take 500 million acres of public lands and private lands and expand the base, which they really need to do, I'll tell you why in a second. I'll tell you why in a second. There needs to be some exchanges there. So for the county, there was land that was lost that had mineral rights for exploration. There was land that was for grazing. There was land for economic development because the federal government, as most people know, checkerboard every other square of land out there. So the trade-off was for the county to get a lot of that checkerboard land that they can use for various things. There was also negotiations with a couple of our Native American tribes. There are so many parties to a lands bill, and for our delegation to move it forward, everybody has to agree, which, as you know, is very difficult. The reason the Navy needs it is the new F-35 fighter, which is the state-of-the-art plane we have. You release your bombs much higher and much further away. The old fighters had to get down there, and there's just not enough room to do it, to test it. And this is the only place really you can do it in our country. So they really needed that. And for the community, the base had announced 1,300 new jobs to support the fighter. So that's going to transform the community as well when those jobs come in the next couple of years. So yeah, it's something that would be very important for the Navy and very important for the county, and hopefully everybody else that was part of the negotiations.
Did this, because this is a question I've been asking and haven't really been able to get an answer, and I don't know if you've been so far into the bill that you have seen this. Does this cover the Lyon County land spills? Because there is a need for both, well, for everybody. Fernley for their business park, Hazen for the business park there, Roger Norman and Lance Gilman's latest project there. Were those included to your knowledge?
I have not seen the actual bill, so I can't tell you. I know that because the naval expansion really has to happen, a lot of counties attached their own lands bill to it. I don't know if any of those bills survived or not.
Because that's going to be a huge deal, because TRI has not got very much land left. TRI 2, which is Roger and Lance's next project, needs that lands bill, but that.
Well, they would hope to be able, and they don't get the land. The land would go to Lyon County or City of Fernley, and then they'd have to go through a process to obtain it. They still have to buy all of the private land as well for that. But there's plenty of land in Fernley and Hazen now. There's 3,400 acres just past where the last bit of factories are that's being developed. There's another 22,000 acres that the Tucker estate owns that has water rights and rail. So the growth is still going to happen in that direction. That's really the only direction that it can go. But I don't think that I don't think the lands bill for Fernley is as important as it was for other counties because there are so many developers working in Fernley and in Hazen that can make this still work.
And the thing that's fascinating to me is that unlike TRI, that was very mountainous, these lands are flat. The acreage is developable.
Oh yeah, they're flat. They have rail. Almost every one of those developers has rail right through the middle of their projects, and it's a matter of water, because the water rights are very, very scarce in those regions. So developers have to have that. And there's quite a few developers that have a lot of land and have no water rights. I don't know why they're even existing, trying to bring companies here, but they're focusing on solar projects and things that don't use water. But water rights is the key for any development in that region.
Is Winnemucca Farms, they've been working on getting the rights to that Humboldt River water that comes from the mines that they have to pump out into the river. Is that a potential to be able to feed that Fernley growth?
I don't think so. That's a different water basin. You can only transfer underground water rights within the same basin. So I don't think that's anywhere near that basin.
Okay, you had told me last time you were here, I believe it was Toll Brothers are building housing in Fallon. Is that?
D.R. Horton.
I'm sorry, there you go.
If it was Toll Brothers, we'd be having a whole different conversation.
Okay, D.R. Horton, my apologies. Have they slowed down because of the interest hikes, or is it just that the need is so great that people are going to buy the housing no matter what?
All right, let's put it in perspective. If a house in the Reno-Sparks area, the average median price at one point hit $700,000. The homes out in Fallon were $400,000. That's a huge difference. Same thing with Fernley. So there's a thing, drive till you can afford a house. And the housing in the North Valleys in northern Nevada, out in Fernley and Fallon, is just much more affordable. The costs were more affordable. So that was what was driving it, along with the Navy expansion and other things. The problem D.R. Horton has is they're running out of land to build on. And once people get word that a publicly traded home builder is in your town, the price of land seems to rocket up. The local concrete vendor decided that they needed a big increase if they wanted to use his concrete and things like that. So D.R. Horton has been trying to still obtain more land. They're very successful at what they're doing. There's two big meetings coming up in the near future for growth out there. One is a 440 unit apartment complex in Churchill County, across from up the street from Walmart. It's on a beautiful country road with a river behind it. And the other is in the city of Fallon, 144 townhomes. Both would be very needed. And you have to put this in perspective. That area's averaged 12 new homes a year over 20 years until the last couple of years when D.R. Horton went out there. There is no supply out there. So there won't be a problem with supply and demand.
Do you think that we are going to see a stunning change in the rural lifestyle because of this growth? And I mean, the growth expands not only in Churchill County, but in Lyon County, Silver Springs, for example. Elon Musk flew in for the truck deal into the Silver Springs airport with his high-class jet there. You think that because it's been talked about for years that the air freight would go out to Silver Springs, but that never really seemed to become a reality. Is that more of a reality now than it was?
Well, it's a private airport. You can buy that airport. People have been doing that in the last several years. Silver Springs will end up developed. There's water rights and there's land, and it's a path of growth. Fernley will continue to grow as long as there's developers that can buy land and they have water rights, and it's a slower process there. It's a slow process in a lot of places. It's not going to kill the rural lifestyle because, well, first of all, Silver Springs doesn't have anything there except a school, an airport, some meth labs, and a few.
A casino.
Yeah, there's not much there.
And some friends of mine.
Fernley is a bedroom community. I mean, it truly supports the Reno-Sparks Trick area. Doesn't have its own downtown core, doesn't have that. Fallon is a little bit different. It's like if you took Mayberry and you dropped it in Nevada. You have green farming land and you have a downtown core. You have, the hometown Christmas parades. You have all of the things, senior centers, aquatic centers, indoor arenas, arts councils. It's a miniature compared to some of the other towns in Nevada, but it's a full livable town. So I don't think Fallon's ever going to change. I mean, they are a unique town in this thing, and if you want to go out there, you're going to have a rural lifestyle. That's the way it's going to be. Fernley, I think it's just a commuter. I mean, it'll grow and it'll create amenities, and the slate is totally clean with Silver Springs because anything that goes there is going to reshape it. So.
All right, let's take another break. More with Bruce Breslow when we come back.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org. Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Bruce Breslow. He is the founder and CEO of Nevada Strategies. How many Olympics have you covered?
10.
And you're not going to do any more?
No, they've changed from a broadcast perspective. When I first started, you felt like you were part of the Olympics. You were down there on the track. You were interviewing people. You were at the arena. I mean, 92 Barcelona, the dream team. You know, you got to interact with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and a young Michael Jordan and people like that. The last couple Olympics, the International Olympic Committee bought the Olympic Broadcasting Service away from other groups that were banding together to do these. And you don't, I wasn't allowed to broadcast from the event. I went to a convention center into a studio half the size of this table, surrounded by rubber soundproofing. It was, you know, I had a headset and it was just me. And for 90% of the games, there was no, you know, other announcer in the booth with me. And I did the women's games, I did the men's games over and over. And you don't get the flavor of it. You don't get the joy. And now, there were no fans there, so it might have been the case.
Right.
But London and Tokyo were both broadcasts from studios. And that's not my cup of tea. So as much as I love the Olympics and I love the excitement of the Olympics, I have great Olympic stories. That's it for me.
The next big thing that's hitting Southern Nevada is this Formula One race. Does that surprise you it's taken this long for Vegas and Formula One to hook up?
No, because there's a lot of coordination between, you know, being able to close down quite a bit of area on the properties. You know, for $1 million, you can have a special experience and have beautiful hotel rooms and your own little
This
seats
is the win
in the right
deal?
spot.
Yes, right. But you can split it between 6 people. It's very affordable.
That's right, and a percentage goes to charity. But I saw the room night costs for that event are going to be extraordinary. And, you know, I went to one in downtown Detroit once, and it's a lot of fun, especially if you're up high looking and watching it. It's exciting. The sports that has grown in Las Vegas, and I mean, for the NCAA tournament now to say we're going to have the championships in Las Vegas, and now for the first time regionals. That's a big deal because, you know, for a while or forever, gambling was like, well, no, you can't be near our sports. And now I watch an NFL game and they have a little 30-second cut in for the spread on a highlight that they're showing. And so things have changed, and Las Vegas has embraced it in a way that only Las Vegas can do. That's the one thing about Las Vegas. I mean, you go to a hockey game, it's different than any other hockey game you'll ever experience. The audio-visual show, the entire 2.5 hours, just lights you up inside. If the Raiders, you know, had a winning team, you'd see different things. But right now, the people of Las Vegas are buying tickets and selling them to the visiting fans as much as they can. But and the NBA is going to come there too. So it's become something special down there.
Always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. And we'll be right back.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
With Nevada's only transplant center and verified burn center, the science is here. With award-winning cardiologist and the state's only dedicated heart failure clinic, the talent is here. With Nevada's most advanced robotic surgery, the technology is here. And with the Silver State's only designated pediatric trauma center, hope is here. All because we are here. UMC.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Truck drivers are some of the hardest working people you'll meet, delivering over 70% of America's freight and 92% of Nevada's. When there's a natural disaster, they're delivering critical supplies to help those communities recover and rebuild. Every sector of the economy and our nation's military rely on truck drivers. So let's take a moment to say thank you. On the open road or city streets, our truck drivers are rolling to make our economy and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
Brian Culpa Photography was born in the rolling hills of Massachusetts, and now he can help you experience the stunning beauty of Nevada in a whole new way through the power of flight. Flying has always been a passion for Brian, and at Brian Culpa Photography, he can make your imagination soar. Brian has the creative mind and tools to tell your unique story. Experience the bird's eye view at brianculpaphotography.com.
As always, you can watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com. We'll see you on the next show.